Are we going to get an unexpected mystery Forbidden Door entrant in the Men's Royal Rumble 2022? And if so, who could it be? I'm going to discuss all of that and more on today's video here on SCW. Thank you for choosing our channel and choosing the video. Please subscribe right now. Leave any comments in the comment section. Please like and share the video as well. There is a lot of buzz going around about the WWE Royal Rumble matches for 2022, especially after SmackDown last week, whereas a lot of legends were announced for the Women's Royal Rumble match. We got the likes of Lita, Michelle McCool, the Bella Twins, a comeback for Summer Rae, but most importantly, the biggest talking point had to be none other than Impact Knockouts champion Mickie James. Not only was she released from the company last year, and of course with the trash bag incident also, she's gone on to go into Impact Wrestling and win the Knockouts Championship. She was with NWA and doing the Empower pay-per-view, of course, the all-women's pay-per-view, which of course WWE rumoured we're not going to do a second one of, and now she's coming back in for the Royal Rumble. Now, of course, this has thrown up a lot of talking points for a lot of people in the community, because not only is Mickie James the Impact Knockouts champion, it was made reference to of that on WWE's social media platforms, and Pat McAfee even made mention of the Impact Knockouts champion on SmackDown this past weekend. It added extra buzz as well for Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill pay-per-view, which of course was main evented by Mickie James retaining the Knockouts Championship against Deonna Purrazzo. She now goes heading in towards the Royal Rumble, still the Knockouts champion. And of course, when there has been rumours going around from Ringside News suggesting about the idea of making mention of other promotions, when WWE has kind of been in their shell for the longest time, not even acknowledging other wrestling promotions, there appears to be this idea of no borders now, that it's okay to mention other talents from other promotions. We sort of occasionally got it with New Japan with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, but we never really got things like, the Impact Knockouts Championship. That was the big selling point of this that's got so many people talking. And now WrestleVotes have gone on to say this. Had more than one source this weekend, without me directly asking, state they believe WWE will try for an unexpected Forbidden Door entrant for the Men's Royal Rumble. Personally, I'm skeptical it happens, but I can confirm WWE is at least open to the idea, which is exciting enough. Now, of course, that was posted on Twitter yesterday at the time of recording, which really begs the question of who WWE would bring in if they're going to bring someone from the outside in through the supposed Forbidden Door. The favourite, I suppose, would be someone from Impact Wrestling, as they seem to have some established partnership or relationship, at least for Mickie James to enter the Royal Rumble as the Impact Knockouts champion. You've got former WWE stars on that Impact roster as well. Someone like Heath, of course, who had actually made an appearance on Monday Night Raw before signing with Impact Wrestling after he'd already been fired. Now, believe it or not, that's 18 months ago already, where Heath actually had that emotional promo in the Performance Center and had the match with Drew McIntyre. There's someone that you can have, that's Matt Cardona, the formerly Zack Ryder, who's always ready and was a part of Impact's World Title match just at Hard to Kill this past weekend. A big talking one could be W. Morrissey. Imagine that would get headlines, wouldn't it? Because the way he left WWE and he was written off, he's come back, he's arguably a great nearly 12 months now in Impact Wrestling, to then having a performance in the Royal Rumble, I think would cause a lot of headlines in wrestling. So I think we'd get a lot of people talking. Would be the sort of thing WWE would be looking for. We'd get almost a feel of redemption for Big Kaz, aka W. Morrissey. It would be great for Impact as well. But I still think the favourite could be Moose. Now, of course, someone that isn't actually been in WWE previously, but is the world champion of Impact, and also it works with that relationship. If they can bring that championship down the aisle, it looks great for Impact, gives them the exposure, but it's great for WWE as well. Have the Impact Knockouts champion, the Impact World champion. It shows, well, the champions want to be in WWE and want to be a part of this match. They're not going to win, so it's a win-win for both sides of both companies. But Impact Wrestling isn't the only company that's perhaps in discussion with this. Maybe someone from Ring of Honor, as they're doing sort of a bit of a tour right now. Jonathan Gresham is going around defending the ROH World Championship everywhere at the moment. He's been with GCW, he's actually doing Hard to Kill now, when he's done that with Impact Wrestling this past weekend. Maybe, just maybe, he could end up in WWE. And let's not think, there's a bit of a chain here as well. If WWE has something on with Impact, not saying that they do, Impact has sort of got a bit of a relationship with Ring of Honor right now. It will pass down the chain, so there is a potential something could be there. Maybe I'm clutching at straws, but remember, a lot of the Ring of Honor talent is out of contract, although Ring of Honor have now announced that they will be having a SUPERCARD of Honor on the 1st of April, which I'm really excited to see them making that comeback. That was fantastic news to see on Twitter yesterday. New Japan Pro Wrestling could be in discussion as well. Remember, WWE and New Japan did have talks last year around the time they wanted Daniel Bryan, aka Bryan Danielson, to re-sign with the company. So maybe those talks have opened up again. Maybe people that are a part of New Japan Strong in the States, or perhaps people that weren't a part of Wrestle Kingdom, could be viable for the Royal Rumble match. Imagine a Jay White in the Royal Rumble. Maybe people that were at Wrestle Kingdom. Could you imagine Will Ospreay in the Royal Rumble? Of course, his partner, B. Priestley, is actually a part, or I should say Blair Davenport, is part of NXT UK. And could you imagine if the coin drop happened and we got Okada in the Royal Rumble? How amazing would that be? I'm not gonna lie, I would pop right out of my seat. So it's not something to completely roll out. And of course, the other company have to discuss what if it was all Elite Wrestling. Let's not forget some of the stars that are on that roster. And before you turn around and say to me, I'm completely crazy saying this, I'm going to say Chris Jericho doing the Broken Skulls interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin that aired after WrestleMania, no less, last year, when Chris Jericho had already been working for AEW for a couple of years. What's to say Jericho doesn't make this one-off appearance in the Royal Rumble? He's a legend. He's probably welcome both sides, so I could see that one as a potential. And there are other former WWE superstars that could potentially work. I mean, what about Jon Moxley making his return in the Royal Rumble? That'd be pretty cool to see. And let's not forget also, what if Bryan Danielson was to come in, left the company on great terms, could come in and do a great stint in the Royal Rumble, could be a journeyman in the Royal Rumble, not win it, being there for, 20, 30 minutes and thrown out of the match. It would be pretty spectacular, and let's be fair, it's probably the biggest talking point of the lot of them. If you want this sort of Forbidden Door mystery, unannounced entrant going to come in that's going to cause some talking points, that it's an AEW star that's worked in WWE for a long time probably would get the most headlines from it. So those are the potentials that could be out there. If I had to put my money on, and this is kind of what the base of this video is based on, who I think is most likely at this point, I would say, looking at it, someone from Impact is probably the most logical choice. A part of me thinks Moose would be the favourite to be given the nod because he's the world champion. I think W. Morrissey, though, would make a lot of sense, even if he was to come in for 5-10 minutes into the match there. He's a big dude as well. I don't know how long his length of contract is as well, but maybe it'd be another shot maybe at the big time. Who knows? There's certainly speculation there. And as I say, call me crazy with AEW, but I think Chris Jericho could just be one that you have to keep an eye on as well. But that's all for this video. It's pretty much speculation. All of it's come out. Maybe nothing will happen. Who knows? But hey, if WrestleVote says it, their track record is very good on Twitter, so it's definitely something to take notice of. I would say, though, if there was a mystery entrant from another company coming in to WWE for the Men's Royal Rumble match, who would you like to see and why? Let me know in the comments below right now. I'm sure I've missed a ton of names that would be very logical that could fill that spot. But that's all from me anyway. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a great day. You've been watching SCW here on YouTube. Check out these other videos that are available for you right now. And of course, an SCW video a day gets me a lot closer to monetization, and that is the goal for 2022. And I appreciate everyone that has been supporting this channel since the very, very beginning. But that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good one. I'll see you next time here on YouTube.